listeners. Welcome to another episode of Romance Unraveled. This is one of your co hosts, Jacob Bozen.
And I'm your other co-host, Abigail.
And for this week, we have our guest. It's my sister, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah, let's just have you introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Hess, and I'm Jacob's older sister. I'm 30 and I'm married to my best friend, and we have two very busy boys. And I also work at a spa, and I love to do anything outdoors. So that's me.
And if you're like a loyal listener, you probably heard one of her kids. So his name is Riker. He introduced himself really briefly, like maybe 2 months ago or three, something
He
like that.
loved it.
Yeah. Okay. So the story today is, of course, Sarah's. I know what it is because I experienced it with her. Not, of course, nearly as bad, but I was more seeing everything going on in the background. So let's just get right into it. So I'll turn it right over to you.
All right. So now everyone don't judge me. I was a stupid rebel Mormon girl. Um, I blocked out a lot of it, just because I didn't want to remember a lot of it, but Jacob wanted me to get on and talk about it. So I'll do my best. But as y'all probably know, me and Jacob and our sister, we grew up in a very traditional LDS home. We would go to church every week.
And
With being in,
LDS, for our listeners who may not know, it just means Mormon.
yes, yes, and of course they have like a ton of rules. Um, you can't date until you're 16, of course. Well, with me being the oldest, I just loved to test all the boundaries with my parents, especially with boys, and of course boys that aren't good boys. Um, Trust me, if I can go back in time, I totally would. But you know what? You live and learn. And I'm just glad that no one got killed in this situation.
Oh no.
But I was 15 years old, and me and some friends would hang out with some redneck boys. Um, well, of course, I liked one of the guys in the group. I guess I'll call him Mike. I knew my parents didn't like him, so it made me like him a little bit more.
Of
Just
course.
That's just how teenagers are. Um, but well, we were all hanging out one day at my friend's house, and we came up with this great idea. That me and her, that we would have a sleepover, and that me and her would sneak out of my house to go see them. Well, of course, when we're coming up with this great idea we thought we had, her little brother heard our plan.
Oh,
So
And
let's back up just a little bit because I think there's
okay,
more detail that can go into this. So
okay.
So, how long did so from the point of knowing Mike to making this plan with your friend,
Mhm.
how much time had passed?
We like from us knowing each other.
Yeah, like when did you first meet him? And I guess like w was it a few weeks? Was it a few months before making this plan to sneak out?
Okay, so we met probably when I was like 14. This time I'm 15, and it was the day of. Like we were literally talking about it. We were swimming, and we were talking about it, and that's what we were gonna do that night, is we were gonna sneak out of my bedroom window because my bedroom was on the in the basement, and it was just easy just to crawl out of the window. And my dumb self, we didn't know that he heard. Well, he wanted to ruin
The
our
little
plan.
brother.
Yes. My friend's little brother wanted to ruin our plan. And so he went and told her dad.
oh no.
And instead of just coming to us about it, he thought that it would be fun for him and her little brother to catch us sneaking out of the house.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, that was not a good plan at all. So we waited it out. It was like probably like 11:30, almost midnight. We made sure my mom was asleep. Um, and we crawled out of my window and we shut the blinds, looking like no one crawled out of the room. And we walked
So,
all the way.
so what was the plan? So, like, you were sneaking out to do what with them?
We just wanted to hang out with them, like, just hang out, make out, just stupid teenager crap that you just do as teenagers. You just we were gonna meet them at their trailer, and this is why I say rednecks, because of course they have trailer. So we were just gonna sneak to their trailer and meet them at their trailer. Well, we sneak out, and we must have snuck out before her dad got to our house to catch us because we were with them for probably a good hour or two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden, we are in this trailer, okay? And I kid you not, my heart has never dropped so hard, but all of a sudden, we are spotlighted.
Oh,
We
no.
are spotlighted. There's a car. My mom pulls up in her car, and yep, there's her dad, her brother, and my mom coming to bust us all.
Oh my gosh, that sounds humiliating.
Yeah. So, my poor mom, anytime I got into trouble was when my dad was gone hunting. And this time he was hunting. So, my mom had to deal with it. And of course, she told my dad. Well, my dad came home early from hunting.
Which was a big deal, apparently.
Yes, because he's a big hunter. Like, you don't mess with his hunting season. Well, let me give you a little background on my dad. He is the nicest guy until you piss him off.
Oh
Then
no.
he turns into a guy you wouldn't even recognize. So he got home, and well, most kids, they would just get grounded and maybe get like a cell phone taken away or a car taken away, just the norm.
I think I remember this because I remember I was standing in the hallway at home listening to the conversation you guys were having at the dinner table. And if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, it was you coming home from volleyball practice.
Yes, because he came home early and I didn't think he was coming home early, and I was thinking, oh, I'll be fine. My whole world isn't gonna change. Boy, was I freaking wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, not good. So I walk inside. They have me sit down, just like Jacob said, and we are having a chat. And at the time, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a cell phone because I didn't get any of that till I turned 16. So my dad came up with a plan. And not only was this plan horrible, it was horrible, but then it got worse. And I got my room literally taken away. My bed.
Wait, Sarah, tell us what you mean when you say you got your room taken away.
So I was no longer downstairs in the biggest room in the house. My dad moved me upstairs into my sister's room. And not only that, he got us bunk beds.
Oh my gosh, that's where the bunk beds came from. Okay.
Yes, because of my dumb self. But it's fine. I loved having time with Paige, but at the time I was angry.
Oh, of course.
But I thought that was the worst, and little did I know that wasn't the only thing that got taken from me. So I wake up the next day and I'm getting ready for school. I'm all ready for school. And he looks right at me and he goes, "Okay, let's go." And I'm like, "Wait, I'm riding the bus." He's like, "No, you're not. We're going to school." So I was like, "That's weird." He's just gonna drop me off. Okay, whatever. Being like a little brat. I kid you not. He parks at the school. He walks me to every single one of my classes, stands outside, waits for my class to get over, walks me to the next class.
Just is there with you at school all
Yeah,
day.
yep, yep. Not only for a day, he did it for a week. So not only did I get my room taken away, I got all my privacy taken away.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then I also remember that he took your shoes away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So living in the country, I was obsessed with wearing boots. Well, I would wear skinny jeans and these boots that went to your knee. I thought they were super cool. They were the in thing. I kid you not. My first day home, he goes through my closet. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm throwing all your boots away." I said, "What? No, you're not. Those are my boots." He's like, "No, you look too sexy in them. I can tell the guy's looking at you. You're not wearing these ever again."
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he put them all in a tote and put that tote away, and I was not allowed to wear them to school anymore. It
This is
was,
so wild, Sarah, because I actually remember this happening because was like, I think when Jacob and I first became friends.
Yeah, it
oh
was in
yeah,
sixth grade.
So
yeah.
I have vague memories of this too, and I remember the shoes being taken away. I remember your dad going to school with you, but I thought it was just for a day.
Oh no.
Ah.
He he stuck to his ground. And it's funny too because Mike, he even went to the principal and tried to get him out of the school and said, "He can't walk her. He can't be with her at school." And the principal's like, "My hands are tied. He has the right to do that."
Oh my gosh.
And so I kid you not, Mike went right up to my dad in the hallway, walked right past him, and he said, "I'm in it to win it." Like I was some game to him.
Oh wow.
And I remember my mom, it was so crazy. So kind of jump ahead. We're going through all this. Well, he lived close to us and he thought it would be funny to get on his dirt bike and ride around our house to piss my dad off. So while I'm sitting there watching him in mine and Paige's room, my mom walks in and she's like, and my dad's pissed. He's pissed. And she goes, "I just want you to know that he thinks that this is a game and he's in it to win you." And as soon as she told me that, I was like, I don't want to be with someone like that. Like, what? Like, that is freaking weird to me. It was really, really weird. And it got to the point where it was so bad that my dad ended up getting a restraining order on him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to get a certain amount of feet to me. Um, it got bad. Like he wanted to kill this kid.
Oh wow.
He
So
was over it.
let's back up just a little bit. So
Okay.
when dad is going to school with you, like so
Yes.
you're getting out of the car and you're like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, I'm gonna go to school with you.
Yeah.
Like describe that feeling. Like I'm sure it was humiliating. And then
Oh,
also like what were your friends saying?
Yeah.
well, like it was the weirdest because my one friend that got caught with me, he was like, "Oh dear Lord, what did we do?" Like we did had no contact. Like she's like, "I don't want to be a part of this."
Oh wow.
And like I felt really humiliated, which I guess I should have. But he like I thought he was kidding. Like I really thought he was kidding. With my first class, I'm like, yeah, whatever. He'll stand outside the door probably for like 10, 15 minutes and try to scare me, and he'll go home. I'm like, he'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Oh no. No, no, no. Like even if I had to walk to the bathroom, you would stand outside that bathroom to make sure I had no contact with him.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Like,
aside from your friends, like in classes where people are like, who's that guy?
oh yeah. Like it's funny. The people that knew my dad was like, what is going on? And then the people that didn't know my dad thought that I had my own bodyguard. Like there's like something's going on with her and don't mess with her because we don't want to be part of that. And that's the one thing that just sucks. Like I loved growing up in a small town. I loved it. That's the one thing that really sucks living in a small town because everyone will know all of your business once something like this happens.
That's so true. So I can only imagine the things that were being said. That's so funny that people thought you had a bodyguard.
Oh, it was crazy. And luckily, after a week, he stopped. I think he wanted to scare me enough and he knew that I wouldn't go around him anymore, that he was like, okay, now I can step back because he knew that I was humiliated. And I
Right.
think, and I think he thought too, like, I better like stop. It's getting kind of a lot.
I hope he thought that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot, but it was kind of crazy. Like after I was like, you know what? I don't want to be with him. Like, this is kind of too much. I don't want to be felt like I'm in a game. And so my parents, with of course being LDS, anything that you think that you're sinning or any like you're not supposed to really do anything when you're 15 years old with anybody, you'd have to go to your bishop. And so of course they like, okay, you gotta go to your bishop and talk to your bishop about it, which kind of was like dumb, but that's just how LDS, that's just how they are. It's,
So, what was the conversation with the bishop? And I also want to hear like more about what the conversations were with dad at the end of the day, because
Mhm.
I remember one line that he said to you that really has bugged you. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I want you to tell that.
um, see, and I blocked out so much that I just like, I don't even know. Like, I just remember him being like, I don't know, like him like being so disappointed in me. And like, but I was just such a brat that I didn't care at the time. But like, after the fact of all this going on, then I kind of was like, you know what? I don't know. Like, I just have to really think about like my future. But I can't, like, I have blocked out a lot of conversations that me and him had because it just was hard. Like, it was way hard.
Because I remember him, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I remember him saying to you that like you're his enemy.
Oh, he definitely did. He looked me straight in the eyes and he said to me, I'm not only your enemy, you're my enemy. And I totally forgot about that, Jacob. I totally forgot because at the time I was shocked. I was like, did he really just say that? But he was beyond livid. He was so pissed. So pissed.
That's just such an extreme reaction
Yeah.
to say that your child is your enemy. Like that just blows my mind.
Yeah, it was a hard time. And like
Of
I feel like
course.
when you are a teenager, you feel like you know everything and your parents don't know anything. But I kid you not, to this day, I am so grateful that they did that. Even though I hated every second of it, from now what I see today with Mike, I'm like, I am beyond grateful.
You feel like you dodged a bullet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah. So I guess Abby would probably be better about, I guess, asking these questions than I would, or talking about this from like a therapist perspective.
Yeah.
From my perspective, and of course there are parents, like you had your experience, I had my experience, which are completely opposite end sort of things. For your parent to like intentionally humiliate you, like, do you think that that's like appropriate?
Okay. So after having kids, I kid you not, I would do the exact same thing.
What?
I kid you freaking not. I would kill for my kids. And so now, after having my own kids, I can see why he went so crazy. I really do. Like, and I never thought I would ever say that or think that, but I would do the exact same thing or even worse.
That is so wild to hear, Sarah. I'm shocked.
I am too. Because from my perspective, it was like a very minor thing. And I think that the reason that it was so, like, the reaction was so extreme was because a lot of the Mormon influence, of course, because you were 15 at the time. But also, I'm thinking, okay, if I had kids and one of them snuck out to, like, go see whoever, and it was just like this little love romance story. Like, I would not in any way, shape, or form humiliate them like that.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Oh,
feel like if you, I don't know, you have to have your own kids. I'm telling you, it changes your whole perspective in everything.
I guess that's kind of hard to argue because Jacob and I both don't have kids. I just feel like there's a way to be very like firm in your rules for your family that doesn't involve humiliating your kids. I guess kind of like Jacob is saying. Like there's absolutely a need for rules and boundaries and totally, especially as teenagers, there's that like rebellious period where it kind of doesn't matter what you do as a parent, your kid will hate you or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah,
but it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, it's okay to totally humiliate your kid in front of the whole school for a week. That's just well, really for me, Sarah, the hardest thing to hear about this is that he would so blatantly sexualize your clothes to you.
yeah, yeah. That
That is
was really
wild.
weird,
And you
especially when
know,
I had no idea. I had no idea.
right. Yeah, you're not intentionally trying to be any sort of suggestive, but he's putting that on you as a 15-year-old.
Hmm.
And I have known your dad for so many years and I love him. And so I don't even say any of this to like put him down. It's
Oh no.
just crazy the kind of influence that I think purity culture and modesty culture can have, not to mention the just like baseline human reaction of a dad protecting his teenage daughter who's starting to date and stuff like that. But I just feel like it went to an extreme here.
It really did, but I tell you what, I think he did it to an extreme, so I would never do it again. And I tell you what, I never did it again.
Abby's like mind blown over here, and I'm not because I know the nature of it all.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not shocking to me like that it had that impact. It's just it's funny to hear that you're like, yeah, I'd probably do the same or worse.
Yeah.
I just think there's lots of ways to get that kind of result, I guess.
I know, I guess. It's crazy. I just hope that Paige and Jacob learn from my mistakes because, oh, did I ever make a lot? And that was one crazy time we all had together.
Well, my story was them coming after me. I did nothing wrong for my side of it. Um,
Yes.
Both versions of extremism seem to be heavily supported by the Mormon ideals that were held at the time, though.
Yes.
and you know what? It kind of reminds me of this a little bit. Abby, what is that show on Netflix with the crazy mom that like
Oh,
her daughters?
oh, it's unknown caller or unknown number or something like that.
Okay, so
Oh.
this is like an extreme, and it has like really no real life comparison to what my sister went through. But like, you have to realize that like when you're 15 or in your teenage years, you're like at a really fragile, like developmental state.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I just can't get over the fact that he like intentionally tried to humiliate you because that could have like destroyed you at school. It could have destroyed you socially. it could have destroyed you. Like everyone maybe knew what happened actually now, and then you're living in a Mormon community where that's not tolerated. And so that's another factor. And it reminds me of that show on Netflix just slightly. I mean, the show on Netflix is 100 times worse, but it's still like the same kind of like these parents or our
Yeah.
in this case is like not really seeing what the
Hmm.
potential impacts that it could have on the child.
Oh, for sure. And I'm glad it didn't affect me in any of those ways. I was very lucky. I would say a lot more kids would have been very affected. But even like after all this, me and my friends would laugh in the hall, like, "Oh, is your dad gonna walk you to school today?" Like,
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah, like it was just this big old joke, and everybody would be like, "No bodyguard today?" Like, nope, we're good today. We're gonna be good. So I was lucky. I was very lucky.
What do you feel like helped you to be resilient in that?
Um, I just feel like, you know what? Shit happened. And I just was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I totally, totally believe in that. And I'm like, you know what? That was just a chapter of my life, and it's not my whole chapter. And I can laugh at about it now, and so can my dad and all of our family and friends, and
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 all of
it's
our
great.
listeners.
Yeah, now everybody else can laugh about it. Thank goodness you didn't get walked to every classroom when you were in school. Be grateful.
Oh my gosh.
And I think an important thing to note as well is like today, at least I think that this is true. Dad and mom like look back on this and they're like, what the hell were we thinking?
Oh yeah, they've even apologized to me. Like my dad was
Oh
like, "I'm so
wow.
sorry," and my mom, she just laughs. She's like, "Yeah, that wasn't Dad's best moment. That's when he didn't know God, and now he knows God." Like I just think it's hilarious. I just like I'm glad that my trauma can be good for y'all,
Oh no.
but
What
it's
did
fun.
mom say? Mom says that he knows God now.
Yeah, he didn't know God then, but he knows him now.
Okay, that's a whole other discussion, but we can move along.
I
So
love
we go
it.
from more, so just for the listeners, I guess since it's Mormon themed month, so I was the first to leave the church when I was like 17 or 18. Like I did it officially. I removed my name. I had to have a lawyer like notarize documents for me to get my name off of the records.
Do you mean you were the first in your family to leave the church?
Yeah, my family, yeah. And my parents, well, my sisters kind of fell through it like kind of the
Mhm.
same time as I did. Like we all just kind of stopped going. And
Mhm.
then about 2 or 3 years later, my parents also left it. And so like my entire immediate family were no longer Mormon anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been changing. I love it. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that something that was so influential for so long, pretty soon after, just kind of disappeared.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for telling the story. For
Yes.
our listeners, as always, make sure you subscribe and save. We're streaming anywhere you can get your podcasts, and make sure you rate us as well. Follow us on social media. It's Romance Unraveled on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you have a story you would like to share, you can always submit to me directly on social media on one of those accounts, and I will get you scheduled to come onto the show. Until next time.